a lot of times it be like that. What's going on, family? Welcome back to another Real Talk. Yeah, I hope y'all are doing well as we thank the Most High for another blessed day. Thank Yahushua who hung, bled, and died. The title says Frustrated Men. Catch that. Frustrated married men. And to keep getting rejected by your own wife. And even pastors who get rejected. See, I did a video 15 years ago that will put us back in 2011, right? And I'm a good brother watched this video the other day. I actually forgot it was on her. It's out, came out in 2011, and it's called Sexually Frustrated. And he said, JT, you ever thought about doing an updated version, because the silence that us as men that we don't talk about. And I agree, a lot of times it's not talked about a lot with men. It's always talked about, with the struggles of women, what they go through, hormones and body changes and sex drives. Now, let's just keep it real. You got young people, you got older people. I know older men who still love to have sex. And then I know a lot of older men who like, man, I done wore out myself in my young days. Sex don't mean that much to me like it used to. And I know women who still love sex. There's older women, and then you got younger women that love it. But then you got the woman that just be like, I don't really care about sex like I used to. I never really cared about it like a lot of other women do. So really, it depends on the person, And it's such a touchy, hot topic, because what leads a man into that frustration? What leads a lot of men who you would say was good to getting that side piece when they was trying all they can to be faithful? What do a man, I want to ask the ladies a question, and we talking about men that you say was good and provide and was always there, but you was pushing them away. But then we got the hard-headed, knucklehead, sorry, lazy, no good man too. So, but I'm talking about the one that was there and was real and got pushed away so much. What do you expect a man to do? And how do you expect a man to keep going so long when he craves you and he wants you? Brother Tobias, great email, very great email. I got your email right in front of me too, and I want to make sure I answer those questions. Because what we go through as men, I tell you a lot of times a man hide their feelings deep on the inside. And why a lot of times women be wanting the man just tell me how you feel, express the way you feel. And then when he expressed the way he feel, oh, you being dramatic now. You way too emotional. Now, you do have men that's like that, that's very insecure, but I'm not talking about an insecure man. I'm talking about a man that's not controlling, but in control. And all the time you take his being in control and mistake it for being controlling. And a lot of things happen in marriage. I like this picture right here. If you look at the first lady, if you want to call the first lady, like people say, she turned one way and he turned the other way with his Bible. But if you want me to break this down to you, he's looking at the Bible, but he ain't really looking at the Bible. He's frustrated. He's reading, but he's frustrated. He's sexually frustrated. And when, like the screen say, when intimacy fades, why are so many married men angry and frustrated when you got a beautiful wife, but you read, just say he read the scripture that says your wife's bodies belong to you. It belongs to you as the husband. And my body as the husband belong to my wife, but he can't never get enough from her. She got a career and it's driving her crazy. She's very emotional. So she letting her career, everything at work. She brings the work home, and then pastors bringing home the church mess. And now their home is a hot mess, and children is a hot mess, and they're trying to figure out what is we doing. But when he turns around and say, baby, what's up now? Can I get something tonight? You done turned me down all last week. I don't feel like it. And that's the thing that drives a man to that anger. Brother, you need to blow off some steam. You can be going to hoop, play basketball or something, or lifting weights. Hey, brother, why you chucking the weight so hard on the bench? Man, or the punching bag, man, I got to let off some steam. And you be cock strong. Y'all ever seen that, brothers? You may be the one. Man, you gave me a hot fire. Y'all more pull my hand out of the socket. Man, what's going on, brother? Brother, I ain't had none. And man, I want her, but she don't want me like I want her. That's a problem. But to keep getting rejected when you are loyal and faithful, and now you got some dogs out there. Let's keep it real. You got some male hoe mothers. You got some female hoes. Let's just keep it real. But I'm talking about the ones who are putting in that work and doing all they can and living a righteous lifestyle the best way they can without all this having a side piece and all the extra drama. Because a lot of people are married but separated, and a lot of people don't have a covenant. And that intimacy, excuse me, it's fade more and more away. Men, somebody just talked about this the other day. That's why men need men without all this homosexual stuff. Men need to talk to men because there's things that men can share with other men, and men can feel it what a woman can't because she's emotional. And first of all, she's not a man. She's not gonna understand. But you always want to, baby, let me hold you. There are so many times when a woman want to be held, but that man don't want to hold you. He's been holding you, and I just don't want it tonight either. Can you just hold me? You sitting there rock hard, and you just every night you getting rejected. Hold me. Now you want me to hold you, and I'm sticking out up against you, and then you want to lay with your booty toward me. Come on now. You're walking around with your little shorts on, you're teasing me already. This is what we look at as men, like, whoa, all that's mine, and I can't even stop touching me. Just out my head hurt. I don't feel it. And I understand women go through just like men go through. But like I said years ago, if you look at them old videos, boy, I was raw and uncut in them videos. And like I said, I don't know too many men that's gonna turn down sex. I don't. Maybe y'all do. I don't never hear no man talking about not tonight. Man, that man can work a double shift, come home, cut the yard, do some other stuff around the house, and why he be like, wait, why you ain't tired? I am tired. Where you getting that energy from? What's up? You gonna open them legs tonight? No, not tonight. Baby, did you put some gas in my car? Yeah, baby, it's already done. Baby, yeah, I told you I already cut the yard. I already took the trash out. Yeah, I already put up that project you had me to do in the other room. Yeah, I did such and such last week after I got off work. But when he say, baby, you know what I need. Oh, that's all you think about. That's all I think about. You haven't gave it to me in over a month. And then what's going on? That frustration is building and building and building. Ain't no communication. How you gonna get an understanding and there's no communication? So the conversations in the house done went from talking to silence. And what's going on in that silence? That man is growing in pain. He's frustrated because now I can't get nothing from the wife. And then he got this woman at work paying him all kind of attention. Or this pastor, he got that lady at church who's giving him all attention that his wife won't even give him. And that's vice versa. You got women that can't get no attention from their pastor because he probably got his eyes on somebody else too. I ain't talking about everybody's family. But then you want to say, let's talk, like in the bottom of the screen, sir. Let's talk. But it's hard to talk to emotions. That's why when you have an understanding woman and she realizes that, you know what, I'm not going to neglect your need. Because you ain't never really, I don't never remember you neglecting my needs. And that's a scripture that a lot of women don't want to hear. Your husband, your wife's body belongs to you, husbands, and wives likewise. Your body belongs to your husband, his body belongs to you. But yet we say that, but yet when I crave you and want you, Marvin Gaye did a song called Sexual Healing. And when I get that healing, knowing like you've been saved all your life, but when I get this feeling, I need sexual healing, but you can't get sexual healing from your own wife. So yesterday we talked about spiritual healing, physical healing, but what about sexual healing from your covenant, from your wife that's being neglected? Now this man walking around, man, angry. You hear me and say, boy, I think I got blue balls, man. I ain't lying, boy. I'm just, man, I just be exploding, man. I can't. And then this woman keep looking at me, man. These women half dressed, and I ain't just talking about in the world, in the church, man. The breast meat all now. You know I'm a deacon, man. I'm a musician. They don't never stop throwing it at you as a musician, as a pastor, as men in the church either. But it's fewer numbers with men in the church. It's okay to say amen and out somebody. And then as I'm looking at the email, you know, like you said, it's why you don't want me like I want you. I want her, JT, but it's not the same feeling like it used to be when we first. And then why is it, JT? Before I got married, I was getting all the sex in the world. I didn't even have to ask for it. Matter of fact, she started it. How many times do we hear that on a daily basis? As men, when we talk to each other, man. What happened to that fire that once was there? Oh, life steps in, don't it? As my mama say, different stages, different ages. You get older, you get up. See, a lot of people don't think about that when you sit up there talking about for better or for worse, acting like you ain't gonna get older. Body change. Body go through so much. I hear women all the time saying, boy, I remember when my breasts used to be up here. Now I gotta hold them babies up when I'm walking. I see men saying, man, I remember when I was working out, boy, I had that solid chest. Now I got titties. I got man boobs. I don't even know, boy, what's going on. And you get comfortable doing the lifestyle with each other, and you losing that drive and that fire and that desire along the way. My old Uncle Bubba loved that Rick James, Fire and Desire with Tina Marie. Boy, when I was staying with Uncle Bubba, I had to hear that song every single day. Every day. And Uncle Bubba can't talk, so he would just moan the song. And our room so close together, I had to hear. I just been there, boy, I'm so tired of Rick James with that Fire and Desire. But my uncle would let me know, boy, I'm burning. I'm burning. I need it. And when a man burns like that, flesh is burning. Flesh is craving, but he can't get what he wants. And then, come that pornography. Bro, I ain't trying to cheat on my old lady. I got to do something. I can't keep walking around like this. And our imagination is already, man, we got some serious imagination going. Just my imagination, the temptation said, running away with me. And you got that ideal of a woman to picture in your mind, and you already know how your wife's body look. You done had your wife, but then you start having all kind of other thoughts, and she's turning you away. Then you start thinking about the old girl back in the day. Mind me this move. I forgot what the name of this move was. Boy, the brother wasn't getting done from his wife, and he was thinking about this other lady. Boy, I can't think of the name of that movie. He kept thinking about her so much, and then when she finally said, "Let's have sex tonight," boy, he gave it to her. She said, "You hit me like you was hitting somebody else. Where you get them moves from? What's going on in your mind? You cheating on me? How many times you done heard that first? Are you cheating on me?" The emotions of a woman run so wild. That same woman can walk in the door on Monday. Hey, baby, how was your day? I got your dinner on the table. I love you. Let's talk about how your day was. And then that Tuesday, hey, oh, I'm good. Yeah. Shower, go to bed. What's going on with you? Nothing. The emotions. I had a bad day today. I don't even want to know. And you sitting there ready, thought you was ready to get you something. No, don't you even think about trying to get none from me. My head hurting. They gave me a hard time at work today. All them folks was coming up against me. My girlfriend, my girlfriend, she mad at me. Not girlfriend as a lesbian. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Your best friend, she mad at you, and things going on. The children done makes you mad, and all. And that's what happens in the marriage. Oh, don't get me started talking about the children. And that's the thing. You spend so much time raising them babies. Like I said in another video, and you lose each other along the way. That's why I did another video and say, where do we go from here? You 40, you 50 and up now. You 55. I mean, the kids been grown, and you sitting there like, Yeah, but I don't know what's this out. I'm finna go somewhere. Where you going? Don't worry about it. You start talking at each other so much, you don't even be. Hey, I'm glad she gone. I don't even care if she don't come back to tomorrow. Let her stay gone the whole week. I remember this dude got locked up, man. They had the video all over the social media. The brother was on his way to jail. He was just rejoicing in the back seat of the car. And the police officer, man, was like, what you so happy for, man? You on your way to the slammer. You on your way to jail. He said, I ain't got to go home to my wife. Man, going to jail is better than going home to my wife. I said, oh, my goodness. But how many men ain't cheating? They just don't want to go home because they don't want to deal with it. And how many women, let's say that vice versa, how many women don't want to go home because he's depressed? He's so predictable. He's doing the same thing. I already know what he's doing. I already know what he's going to do. He's going to be in the bed at 9:30. I already know. Even if I put some luxury on, he ain't gonna. Tired. So many things happen in the marriage that makes it turn out the way it is turning out, you know. But man, it's something because careers get in the way. When the career becomes the main focus and family is thrown out of the way. See, I always ask the question, how much money are you trying to make? How much? How much can you take on that job? See, it's a whole lot of people, they're not doing what they used to do. They don't even care about the career no more. They got a peace of mind. But when the career turns, and I'm talking about on both ends, it could be the husband or the wife. When that career turns up the family, oh, it's a hot mess. When you got all that going on, that turns you into depression, anxiety, drinking, smoking, all the things that we don't need to do. And you try to, like here we go again. This is like a part two. Let's throw that word back in there. Now we just coping with the situation. I'm not healed, but I'm coping with it. Like I told y'all just yesterday, the pornography, just trying to treat symptoms and I look at porn, then don't look at porn. Look at porn, don't look at porn. Go get some drink. Don't get drunk this day, but get drunk that way. Plan to get drunk on Friday. Plan to hang with such and such and them and get drunk. You just coping with the situation. You ain't healed. That's what I call managing. To see y'all was on point with that yesterday. And thank y'all again for that beautiful comments. Coping with the situation means you just trying your best to manage it, but you ain't healed. When a man can't get none from, let me say something that I've been saying for years. And I had a couple of pastors, they applauded me for this. I said, there is no way a man of God, a man of Yah, a married man with a covenant should be masturbating. Should never have to happen. But how many times does it happen? And Christian folks that's watching, don't act like you because you think I'm a Christian and I'm saved. Now y'all the worst ones. Christians looking at pornography, Christians masturbating, Christians with the highest rate of divorce. Come on now, committing adultery, homosexuality, you name it, everything. Oh, I'm a Christian. Everybody I know call themselves a Christian in so many ways that's often to it like that. Well, I'm a Christian. What that mean to me? The thing is, when it's not done, excuse me, the way the Holy Spirit, let's talk about who designed it, who defined it. The Most High made this covenant. And when it's not done, and this is like my beautiful daughter Zion's sister say, marriage is not a job, it's work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, why did you get married? And it's work that have to be put in everything. Because in this marriage and in this life, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have disappointments. You're going to have unexpected things that happen. So what you going to do, run every time it happens? My wife knows me. I don't care what I'm going through. I don't care what it is. When them legs open, I'm here. You know why? Because I already got my Heavenly Father. I done already gave it over to my Heavenly Father. So my spiritual side, but see, once again, sex ain't just a need. It's also a want. Like I tell you, it ain't that it's also a need, but I want you. do like men that's married. Don't you tell your wife, baby, I want you and I need you. I need to feel needed. But see, the wrong thing to do is to make a man don't feel needed. And if he feel rejected already, he already getting rejected, feel rejected and not needed. Why do you think he acting the way he act? And there goes some other woman or women giving him attention. See, some men didn't start off the way they are now, ladies. I got to keep it real with you. That man used to be once upon a time, I ain't talking about all, but some men was just dogs. They watched their daddy be dogs. But I'm talking about some men was turned that way. And I'm not making up no excuses for them. But you got to ask yourself, what led him into being this way? Why you so cold-hearted? Why you such a cheater now? Why you don't give? You just don't care no more. How many times you heard him? I used to be like this. I put my all in all, and just like a woman had done it, I supported you like a woman can tell you. I supported you financially, emotionally, every support you needed from me, I was there. But then you got men that wasn't taught how to accept it. You got women that had identity crisis also wasn't taught how to accept what somebody else is giving them when they're giving them 100%. I don't know how to deal with 100%. I never had 100%. So why you want me to give something I don't know nothing about? And I'm married to you. So you gotta look at who you married also. And ain't nobody perfect. Boy, this is the real talk for real right here. I should have made this alive. But I'm being obedient. But when that intimacy it falls and fades away like that, man, stress. Look at the bottom of this thing. Emotional disconnect. That's a bad feeling right there. See, man, we have feelings. But the thing is, ladies, a lot of times it's like we so mistaken because y'all want us to operate the way y'all want us to operate, and it don't work that way. A man got to feel what he feel, the way he feel, and how he feel, because we are men, we different. Y'all move off of feelings. We move off of what we see. That's why a lot of times in a man, like when things ain't looking right and going the way he sees fit, it becomes anger also. You get frustrated. You're already getting beat down in this world. I ain't gonna lie to you, in our life, because of the color of this right here, we already been going through a lot. Dealing with police that's crooked. Police that's going to work with hatred. I didn't say all police. Shout out to the ones who ain't crooked and really doing things right. But we've been stereotyped, and racism ain't never left this earth. In the hard times and the pressure, and just say somebody that got laid off in the marriage, all that stuff, it takes a hold of you. A woman after having a baby, man, they go, me and Brother James, let me give a shout out to my brother James. Him and my sister-in-law Devon came over yesterday. And me and James, shout out to my brother Jermaine too, and my twin brother Jermaine. But me and Brother James was talking about how women suffer after having that baby. See, a man ain't prepared for that. What you call it? The post-traumatic, help me out. That PT, what they call it for the woman, is it PT, post-traumatic syndrome? That what the woman suffer with and be real overprotective over the baby. And like I told Jay, some women not even, they took their baby's life. The emotions went crazy. Real crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It started with a P. Just forgive me, I can't think of the exact name at the moment, but that drives a woman crazy. Man, we weren't taught to be warned for that when our wives are pregnant. And here it is, you taking on the load, all the load too. You know, you going to work trying to keep your mind right. And then, boy, them emotions. Ooh, that H-Town did that song back they call Emotions. They wasn't lying. Emotions make you cry sometimes. You don't really know what emotions you're going to get from a woman on a daily basis. You really don't. It's going to be according to how that woman feel that day. But we learn as men how to just roll on with the punches. We've learned to take, that's why a lot of times when you can't talk to your wife, that's why I did that video saying your wife don't satisfy your soul. That's not her job. That's the Most High job. The Most High, the only one that can get that close to male and female, husband and wife like that. That's how the soul gets satisfied. It's through the Holy Spirit, not your wife or your husband. That's why whoever made that happy wife, happy life, oh no, y'all need to take that mess back. I ain't never seen no truth in that, because some people are they never happy. And if your happiness is based off circumstances, oh yeah, oh who came up with that? I disagree, but that's fine. I understand why people say it. Man, as long as my wife happy, man, I'm good. And your wife will tell you, man, I'm not today. I ain't been happy in this marriage for a long time. What happened to happy life? Happy wife, happy life. This ain't no happy life. Here we go. I ain't signed up for this. There's a movie, it's called 35. I think it's called 35 and Ticking. And in this movie, you have, what's my boy from Family Matters? Darius McCray. He's in there. Kevin Hart is in there. A few more other actors in there, man. And in this movie, Darius McCray, he plays this big time NBA basketball player. So old girl is married to the water. He I think his name is Phil in the movie. He plays the character of a water. His job is a water boy. And she started taking a walk on the wild side because she thought the grass was green on the other side, because he's big time NBA player Nick West, Nick the Quick. And Nick West got it going on. He got the money, he got the function, he got the fame, the name, everything. And her homegirl, well, let me just keep it short, make it short. His wife fell for him, and she wound up leaving her whole family, left the children and everything, to go be with Nick West. Because she said the money you make, he makes 4 or 5 times that. But my key thing is, she said, I didn't sign up for this. She was money hungry. And that man was a hard worker. That boy was feeding the children, taking care of the children. He was stuck with the children, but all his blessing came. He always had help from the one he really had a crush on when he was young. So his wife left him. So you can miss me with happy wife, happy life. And the thing is, see, when you look at movies like that and see it's so much truth in them, because how many people say the grass is green on the other side? But when you look at it, the grass is green on the side you put the water on. How many people took a walk on the other side and they found out that person that they thought was all that wasn't nothing but a hot mess? Just like at the end, that woman became a hot mess. Nick the Quick didn't want her no more. See, a lot of women will tell you, man, I'm really washed and used up. Boy, you don't want to know my body count? Ask a man that too. How many? Hey, say, bro, how many women you done been with? Man, we all got a past. But then there's some of y'all could say, man, I'm still with my first, and he's my husband now. She's my wife now, but you rarely hear that. So, man, this email is so powerful, man. Because, see, when you're not connected no more, and all these health problems step in, and now you got one taking care of the other, man. And just like men, man, when we go through all this stuff, oh, man, problems can happen in the bedroom, happen and will happen and have happened and is happening. Why you can't, what is it, me? You stressed out? Shout out to my brother, James and D-Way. We talk about this stuff a lot. And then some women will take that the wrong way because, see, you stressed out. And then she'll start saying, you don't think I'm attracted no more? Like I tell my wife, and I tell her, you are even more beautiful now than when I first met you. And you done popped out them babies. And sometimes she don't receive it. I don't know what you see. I see a lot of times women, when you compliment them, and I don't never stop complimenting my wife, and I never will. What you hear me say, even on her, y'all not even my wife, but shout out to our beautiful women. I always say that because I have so much respect for women. Sometimes I wonder why some women don't have so much respect for their own self. Because I look at you wonderfully made. You are the Most High. You are created, and you are in the image. You are designed. You are beautiful. But if you've been told all your life you ain't nothing, look at Jill Scott in that movie when she was married to Mike. What was that movie? Why Did I Get Married? And all Mike did was just talked about how fat she was, and she was a great cook and all that. And he could not see her for what he was, because all he could see was she's just fat. And he fell for the Trina. He fell for the little nice physique, the one that couldn't cook, the one that couldn't do nothing, the one that was just stuck on herself. And then he realized later on everything I needed I had, but I abused her. I put my hands on her. She was the one. Then he go back and try to be sweet on her then. But it was too late. She already moved on to Troy. She said, go back to your 20. The 80-20 rule. You go back to your 20. That man had a full course meal and settled for a snack. Because once Gia made up her mind and then that brother Troy started speaking in her life and blessing, boy, she started looking good, fixed herself up, and Mike couldn't believe when he saw it. Oh. Whew. It's amazing what a man can do to a woman. And it's amazing what a woman can do to a man when you speak in each other's life and you on one accord and you got the Holy Spirit, you got the covenant. That's a blessing, though you're going to still have your ups and downs. But when that intimacy fades away, man, why you always angry, bro? Ooh-wee. You got married and then and she stopped dressing, man. That's why I say you get so comfortable along the way. But when a man can get it on a regular basis, when you give a man that sex, oh man, he ready to go to work. Even he could even hate the job, but his energy. See, the energy, I got to tie this in with energy. I don't think a lot of ladies understand what they're doing to the energy of a man when he can't get it. That's why when you give it to a man, he want to do stuff for you. Now, I ain't gonna say all men, but I'm talking about a real man. And when I'm talking like this, I'm talking about the real man, man. Oh, baby, you doing so much for me. What can I do for you? Open up. Open. What time them legs open? 8:30? Children sleep yet? And that's why I know women, they'll take, I don't never mind giving my husband number because he takes care of home. And I ain't just talking about financially. And I'm talking about a woman that don't care about this world teaching of 50-50. One thing I love about me and my wife, we don't care about who's gonna pay for what. We just do it. I done already paid for it. Most times she already know. I already know he done already put the gas and all of it. He done already paid. He done paid. It's already done because I'm doing the same thing I was doing when I was single. All I did now was just add it on my help. And I don't ask my wife for nothing, but if I need it, I already know. Baby, there you go. She ain't gonna hesitate to give it to me. That's one thing I love about my wife. It ain't no what you need something for, because she knows she have a man that take her business. I always have. See, one thing a woman looks at is your stability also. Because before I met my wife, I was stable. I've been stable. I ain't gonna say all my life. When I left the house at 18, I've been stable since I left the house. One thing I always said, and I tell these young men, stop living off a woman. Go get your own place. Lazy sucker don't want to work. It's too many lazy young men, and the women they making it. You making it even worse for them. You ain't helping them. You handicapping them. Oh, he been living with me. He ain't trying to get no job, girl. He just sorry, but when they come to their bedroom, okay. So he giving it to you in the bedroom, but he ain't giving it to you spiritually and emotionally and financially. Let me leave that alone. Somebody just cut the video off. It's all right. You're gonna be all right. But for men, again, it's not just a need. Let me look at this email again. But we don't talk about this enough. And the sad thing is, most churches won't even mention topics like this. That's why I want to use this picture. That's a pastor right there. Look at his wife in the background. And look at what it say, pastor called to serve. But the question is, pastor, have you spent all your time in the church building? See, we got to rightly divide. There's a lot of pastors, they neglect their own wife and children. The church done became their number one priority, the building, let me say it like that. But before there was any church building ever designed, before you start talking about church and activities and all this, and tithe and offering and sow a seed and all this, there was husband and wife and covenant from the Most High. Go back to Adam and Eve. Wasn't no church building. Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. How you get so caught in the building that you ain't got time for your own children anymore? How you got time for other folks' children? You don't take your own children to work, but every time you look around, you going somewhere. Well, see, that's how that adultery start happening. I love how he be with my children. That's why some of these pastors, they don't want some of these women to get married, and I've seen them teach that. If it was up to me, as Paul said, I would tell those of you who are single to remain single, as I am. Don't you go out here and get you no husband. God got you. And I see men that have said that, and they brainwash women, and they said like marriage is a bad thing. They don't even rightly divide it. Paul was giving his opinion. There wasn't no commandment from the Most High. That's why I said if it was up to me, I would tell y'all, as I'm single, for those who are single, to remain single, because Paul knew that if you get with the wrong one, it's going to hinder you in the ministry. And how many men and women been hindered in ministry because they hooked up with the wrong one? No church business should ever come before your own home. That's why the Bible said if a man desire the office of a bishop or overseer, notice I said a man, his home must be in order. Can't be a lover of money, that filthy lucre. You got it's some qualifications. Same with a deacon, it's some qualifications. What happened to those qualifications? Mm-hmm. See, when you have to ask your spouse, do you still love me? Something is wrong. Because some point along the way, something done got lost. Why am I have to even have this conversation? Let me say what I've been saying for years, though. For men, love it's an action for us. Not so much of us saying, I love you, baby, I love you. Because you show your love with what you do and how you do and when you do. But for women, a lot of women, I want to hear it. Like, you don't never tell me you love me. You don't never say you love me. Baby, I love you. You want to hear it. But most men don't say I love you. They just show you with actions. Now, every now and again, you might hear, baby, I love you. Even me, I don't say I love you all the time. I just showed you. That's the same way my Father is. My Heavenly Father shows us with action. I love you. That's why I punish you, because I love you. I love you so much, I sent my only unique begotten Son down the cross for your sin. I love you. I ain't got to say I love you. Like in that movie Fences. Old Denzel in the movie versus the play. Well, it was the same thing. The same scene, just different actors. And that was a play versus the movie. And he said, his son, he was so rough with his son. His son said, how come you don't like me? He said, like you? What law? Who's to say I'm supposed to like you? Don't you eat every day? Don't you got clothes on your body? I'm just paraphrasing. Don't you have a roof over your head? Who says I'm supposed to like you? You got to be the biggest fool ever seen in my life. He was teaching him that I show you that I love you. I'm past like, I love you. It's my duty. I'm obligated to you. You my son. Same thing I tell my children. That's why I was telling Brother James yesterday when he came over to the house. I said that's why they don't like us. A lot of times we the mean person in the house. But you're gonna have them ups and downs. I'm gonna try to wrap this up, but you're gonna have them ups and downs. But man, that's how that resentment, it steps in, because you keep going through that growing cold together, growing old and growing cold. That's now you just doing whatever. Man, what do you do? What do you do when there is no desire no more, family? Man. I mean, we were talking about pornography a few years back, and me and this brother was talking about a husband that got busted by his own wife who wasn't giving him none. And she just called him. She came home work early. He didn't hear the door because he had the TV up loud. He had it up loud. He was in there going at it with himself. I'm keeping it clean, family. And she comes, really? And he turned around saying, you gonna help me? Or you gonna just sit there and watch? Because they ain't like I ain't asked you for some, and I'm hurting. And she said, I'm going in the front room. So she just left him. And he didn't want to. Man, I don't really want to do it. But I just, man, I'm hurting. Because that's the thing. Men start hurting down there. It's not good to walk around like that on hard. Right? All the time. That's why I say it becomes, when you repeatedly get rejected, and I ain't just talking about sex, you getting rejected as a whole. You being rejected as a husband, everything. So what's left for you to do? If you hear so many men's story, they'll tell you, man, it just happened. I ain't want to cheat on my wife. Man, your side piece, that's why the old boy say, man, my side piece will never replace my wife. But you got the side piece. But then you got men that love polygamy and polygyny, excuse me. It's just according to that man, that person, that wife. You got all kind of stuff out in there. Man, you got people that's married and what you call it, swinging. Man, I want to be in a room watching. Man, I want to watch old boy hit my wife. What's wrong with you? You got men that pay for that stuff. And you gonna sit there and watch? Wonder what happens for a disease pop up on the scene. That's why when two become one flesh, that means so much to me. What the Most High join together, you shouldn't be letting nobody else in. That's how it messes up, family. Big time. So family, I'll stop for right now. But this is actually pre-recorded. So it's gonna look like I'm live, but I'm not live. It's a premiere. This is already done. Y'all, for those who do videos, you know what a premiere is. The live section, the comment section is live, but me, I've already done the video. So this is the premiere. But leave your comments and fellowship in the corner all you want. But just give me some feedback on this when the intimacy fades away. While a lot of men walk around frustrated. I mean, I've been paying bills. Man, I've been supporting her in every way I think, man. But why? It's a lot of men say, why she don't support me like I support her? Why she don't do for me like I do for her? And it's a lot of ladies that say, why he don't do for me like I do for him? Why he don't sacrifice the same way or even more? It's some selfish folks that's married. And I'll leave me on that note. I'm going to say it again. It's some selfish folks that's married. I'm going to say it one more time. It's some selfish folks that's married. Are you my lady?
Say, D, how hard was it making it in the industry? Was it really that hard, my man?
It's really hard. It's the hardest thing to do. The hang-ups, baggage, guilt, and the pain and the shame. that comes with it, you know? And if you don't know how to handle it, if you don't have your soul centered and people around you that you really trust and people that really know you and is really down for you, yeah, man, it can be unbearable, man. Yeah. It'll turn you into an unwilling participant.